Okay, we're looking at an iPhone 14. You can see here there's the navCenter icon on the top left. I presume now you've got a beta copy of navCenter, that you've gone into test flight and you've made a purchase, which of course doesn't cost any money, but it'll mean you have full access to navCenter. So first we're going to collect it to your navLink 2. Now, I was expecting to have one to hand, which is why I waited a few days, but it hasn't arrived. I don't know why. But you already have one, so you know about it. So let's just go to navCenter. So I've tapped the icon. Here, I'm going to stroke down near the top of the screen, just here, and that exposes the menu. I'm going to tap Settings, which is the blue gear, top right. And here we can see that it says Purchased. You can see that this is actually a beta version I'm using here. We got protocol TCP 192.168.1.1, which is, I believe, the correct IP address, and it says port number 2000. We're going to change that to, well, it says 2001. We're going to change that to port 2000. Dear me, what's going on here? At 2000, and I'll just tap Update for now. And for some reason I've got the Greek menu up, which I can't read that well. There we go. So that is the correct values you will need. IP port, unless you've changed them on your navLink 2. Select the format, bang, PDGY, which is that one there. You can choose others, but that's the one we're going to use. That's what navLink 2 will use for NMEA 2000. So your navLink 2 needs to be putting out your NME 2000 version using its NME 2000 format. I'll cover that in my email to you. You might be using NME 13. Further down we can see pilot, and that's set to CTalk NG. Well, if I tap that, it comes up with some choices. Are we going to select Navico NAC 3? This is because I've done some work on it and there is an overlap between that and the AC, but I don't know exactly what the codes are for the AC auto codes, which is what autopilot controls, which is what we're going to capture. So we'll select NAC 3 and we can tap done, and it'll ask us to discard or save changes. Obviously we're going to save the changes, and we're back here. And in your case, I would expect this, I've just flicked up from the bottom here, where it says TCP preparing. I would expect to see that to say ready, and data should be appearing here and on other screens like this. So I don't have a navLink 2 with me, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a simulation. This is not what you're going to do, but it'll work for me. So I'll just, now you see I'm getting plenty of data. At this point, you're going to actually use, shortly you're going to use your own instruments to control your autopilot, and navCenter is going to capture that. So to do that, to get navCenter set up to log, what we do is we again go back to the gear, top right hand there, tap that, and here we can see logging, which it says is inactive. So we tap that inactive there, and it says type NMEA data. Yours may probably say errors or some other, but whatever you do, just select NMEA data, tap start logging, tap top left settings, back arrow, left arrow, and then tap done, and your screen should look like this. At this point, logging is active, so everything that happens on your NMEA 2000 bus, navCenter will capture. So this is the point at which now you will go through the steps I mentioned in the email, basically going from standby to auto, etc., etc. You may actually observe that this screen changes in tandem, but I think there's a less than 50% chance of that, but we're not concerned exact about that. It would be interesting to know. So assuming you've done you followed all the instructions, we're gonna and have use auto, standby, +1, -1, 10, and so on and so forth. We'll come back here, and we're now going to stop logging and save the log ready to transfer to me. So when we come back to navCenter, having done that, we'll tap the gear again, top right, and we'll go into login. Just tap that. We'll tap stop login. And we're then going to say save to files. Yeah, and we've got a little word there, saved. And so we're going to come out of navCenter. I'll just flick navCenter away here. And now we're going to go into files. I tap the blue files app. And you'll see that there is in my case, there is a folder navCenter. I'll just go back one on here. Yours may look like this when you go in. And as you see, you've got a choice of locations, and you want location on my iPhone, because that's where we've saved the data. So tap that, tap the folder navCenter, and then you'll see, you might see a number of items, but you'll see the log that we just created today, 6th of December at 7:35. And if you tap that log, you'll see a lot of data like that. So when you're looking at the log, bottom left, you'll see a share symbol. That's the blue box with a blue arrow pointing upwards. Tap that. And in this case, I can go all over the place, but we'll just tap mail. So to send it via email and send it to, in my case, just send it to Byron at guardiandigital.tech and tap the, I suppose it's a black arrow in my case in a blue background. This is because I'm using dark mode. We'll put a subject, log, that's fine, and send that off. Done. And that's it. I will get the log and read through it, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, probably just in a day or so. Any problems, just send me an email. Thank you. I really appreciate your help, Matt.